Hey guys, today I'm gonna look into the new version of MiDaS. MiDaS computes the depth map from a single image, so it's a monocular depth estimator based on AI. So it builds upon like a training set, and it trains a neural network to get the depth map from single images. I did a video before about MiDaS version 2.1, and now they are at MiDaS version 3.0, so I think it might be worth to look into trying some examples from Pixabay and see what it can do now. So this is the Python notebook. I'll put a link in the description. So let's see. First, what I do is that I go, okay, first I'm just gonna change a few things. So this is where he gets the input file. So here it's set up so that it gets it from the web, but you can change that so that it gets it from locally. So you just do file name equal something like that, and you put your the file that you just uploaded, which I'm gonna do very shortly. So this is the model type. By default it's the DPT large, which is MiDaS version 3, but if you want you can use the old version 2.1, so you just have to change the model type here. I'm just gonna use version 3 because it's supposed to be the the latest and greatest. What else? Yes, so let's go to the end. So let's get rid of those cells. Just delete those. Delete that one. It's just text. And here I'm going to change this so that I can save the depth map. So what you do is that you go into on my blog. I did a blog post about this, getting depth maps from single images using AI, and at the end I show what to put in the cell. So you just copy paste this. So copy, and then you go back into your Python notebook and you do a ctrl-v. So that will save the depth map, depthmap.png. So what else? Okay, so let's look into these files. So it's gonna connect. Okay, so it's connected now, but I'm gonna make sure the run type is GPU. So you change that to GPU, save. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna run this thing on the default. So I cannot. So I need to first, well, let's run it so that I get the directory structure here. It's not gonna work because I've changed the file stuff. So runtime, run all. So here he's doing stuff, fine, and then it's gonna complain when he tries to load the image. Where is it? Yeah, I didn't complain. Okay, so you should have the directory structure. Not yet. Yeah, I shouldn't have changed that now. I should have done it later. Okay, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just loaded. Yeah, it was stupid. I'm just gonna upload my images here. I think it's, let me upload my stuff. Pixabay. So those are all my pictures. So they're gonna get uploaded here. Okay, so they show up here. And then what you do here. So here, I'm gonna do the first one, this one. So you see those 4 dots, click on it, copy path, and you put that in the file name, ctrl-v. Okay, so now we can do a runtime run all. Okay, so that's the result. So this is like a heat map. So that has to be converted. That has to be converted into grayscale. But anyway, let's refresh. Oh, it's here. So that's the depth map saved, same as this. So what you do here, you just download, and that's your depth map. So now if I go into GIMP, and of course the size of this depth map is going to be very small because it's always resizing the input image so that it corresponds to the size of whatever was used when he was training the model. So we're going to have to do some resizing. But for now, let's just let's open our input image, which is the first one, this one, and let's open our depth map. Here. So now this has to be resized. So either, I think I'm gonna change the input to this size. So I'm gonna change the size to this size, 334 by 216. So 334 by 216, perfect. Okay, and I think so I'm gonna put it, okay, so this is 334. Just going to use PNG. And this one, I think, okay, hold on, I'm going to go back to this one. Open as layer, and I'm gonna recover this one. So now I don't need this. So let me save the depth map. So I'm gonna put depth. Maybe MiDaS. I'm gonna switch to grayscale and save. Okay. Okay. So now what we can do is go into depthplayer.googlecapito.com, reference image. So this is the 334. Depth image, the MiDaS, and I'm going to change to a point cloud and create model. Yeah, I'm just okay. It's just to check the quality of the depth map. I think I might have to stretch it a bit. So you can change the far plane maybe to 100, something like that. Alright, let's see. Yeah, maybe I did too much here, but okay. Anyway, you get the idea. So if we look at this, MiDaS did a very good job with the depth. It's pretty good. Okay, let me go back to what it was. I think it was 20. Yeah, maybe it's okay like that. Okay, so you can see that it's pretty good. It's very good. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna run MiDaS on a bunch of Pixabay images, and I think I'm gonna do this what I've done here for all of them so that we can see the quality. Then once that's done, I'm gonna compare MiDaS version 3 with Adobe Photoshop, their tool called Depth. How is it called? I saw it somewhere on Reddit. The neural depth blur filter, which is supposed to be very good according to Elephant 1. So we'll do that after. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. So I've done a bunch of I did a batch of runs using Pixabay pictures. So I'll show you. I'm going to show you the depth maps, and then we're gonna for each depth map we're gonna go into depthplayer and see how good they are. So that's the first one, the depth map I'll show you. Okay, pretty good. So let's go on to the second Pixabay picture. So it's like an artist workshop. That's the depth map. Looks pretty good. I think we're gonna let's go into the depthplayer. So Pixabay. Yeah. Depth image. So I'm gonna go point cloud and downsampling none. Create model. Hold on. Maybe I should stretch the scene. I don't know. I mean, it looks good enough for me. I mean, I can stretch the scene. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think it looks pretty good. Okay, next one. So let's go back onto the GIMP. So the next one is this one, business meeting. So the depth map is this. Looks pretty good. Let's have a look in depthplayer. So point cloud 1. I'm gonna stretch maybe the scene, create model. Yeah, looks good. Looks very good. Okay, next one. Next one is this one. So it's a Christmassy scene with depth map. All right, looks pretty good. Let's go into depthplayer. Christmas scene. This one. Downsampling 1. Far plane. I'm gonna stretch it a bit. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I didn't do the point cloud. There we go. Yeah, looks good. Looks very good. So that's good. Next one. So this one, a street scene in France, I guess. Okay. So let's go on to depthplayer. This one. So point cloud. I'm gonna stretch maybe more. Downsampling 1. Create model. Yeah, looks okay. Okay, next one. Next one is this one, the gym scene. Depth map. Looks good. Okay, depth map. Let's go into depthplayer. This one. Depth map. This one. Point cloud. Yeah, very good. Okay. Next one. That's still live. Yeah, looks okay, except that the ball looks further in the background. But alright, so depthplayer. This one, depth. Point cloud. Create model. Looks okay. Alright, next one. Next one is this scene. Bunch of people. Depth map. Yeah. Okay. So point cloud, far plane, downsampling, create model. Yeah, looks pretty good. Next one. So I think it's San Francisco. Yep. Lombard Street. Depth map. Okay. This one. Depth image. That one. Point cloud. I'm gonna stretch. Interesting. Yeah, I should have stretched more. Yeah, I don't know. Those are tough. This is not far back enough. But I don't know. Okay, next one. What's next? This one. Depth map. Okay. This one. This one. So point cloud, far plane. Wow, that's pretty good. It looks good. It looks pretty good. It looks like it's got the lamppost correctly. Yeah, pretty good. Alright, what's next? This one, Spanish steps. Depth map. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be very conclusive, this one. This is all in one plane, everything. All this is in one plane. Shouldn't really be, but alright, next one. Next one is the last one. Okay. Yeah, it's nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's very good. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna compare the depth maps obtained by MiDaS on the same set of input pictures. I'm gonna compare that to the output of Adobe Photoshop's neural depth blur filter, and the depth maps have been provided by my good friend Karsten, so I thank him for that. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and now we're gonna be able to compare the depth maps obtained by MiDaS and the depth maps obtained by Photoshop. So let's see. So this is the first image. So this is MiDaS. This is Photoshop. MiDaS, Photoshop, MiDaS, Photoshop. Okay, next one. The artist workshop. So this is MiDaS, Photoshop, MiDaS, Photoshop, MiDaS, Photoshop, MiDaS, Photoshop. There's a error, I think, Photoshop. Anyway, yeah, I'm just showing the depth maps. I'm not even comment too much on it. So this is the business meeting, MiDaS, Photoshop, very similar. So MiDaS, Photoshop. Okay, next one, the Christmassy scene. MiDaS, Photoshop, MiDaS, Photoshop. Okay, next one, the Paris, French street scene. So MiDaS, Photoshop, MiDaS, Photoshop. I think Photoshop is better. MiDaS, Photoshop. Okay, next one. Oh yeah, that gym scene. MiDaS. This is MiDaS, Photoshop, MiDaS, Photoshop, MiDaS. I think you get a better segmentation with MiDaS, Photoshop. Okay, next one. Still life. MiDaS, Photoshop. Yeah, I like the. I think I like the Photoshop. I don't know. MiDaS. Oh no, sorry. MiDaS. This is MiDaS. MiDaS, Photoshop. Okay, next one. So this is MiDaS, Photoshop, MiDaS, Photoshop. I mean, note that the range in the MiDaS is probably could be expanded so that this should be white and the background the stuff completely in the background should be dark. You can easily black. You can easily do that in the GIMP. I didn't do it, but probably should have done it, but because the range is not the same. What's important is the relative depth between the objects, not the actual range, because this should really be full white here. Okay, so this is MiDaS, this is Photoshop. I mean, here when I compare, I'm only looking at the relative depths. I'm not looking at the absolute depth. Like for instance here, this head compared to that one, I think MiDaS does a better job here. Alright, next one, the Lombard Street, MiDaS, Photoshop, MiDaS, Photoshop. It's very similar. In terms of segmentation, it's very similar. It's very similar. So that's the Lombard Street. This is this one. This is MiDaS, Photoshop. Yeah, MiDaS does a better job here. So MiDaS, Photoshop. Next is this one. Oh yeah, Spanish steps. So here, MiDaS, Photoshop. Photoshop is better, yeah, a little bit better. MiDaS, I think. MiDaS, Photoshop. MiDaS, Photoshop. The last one. So MiDaS, this is MiDaS, Photoshop. MiDaS, Photoshop. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. MiDaS, Photoshop. Okay, so to me it looks like MiDaS might have the edge, a very small edge over Photoshop. I mean, it depends on the type of picture. It looks like Photoshop might do a better job in some type of pictures, and MiDaS does a better job in other types of picture. In the end, it's very close, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of like MiDaS better, maybe. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Yes, I was talking about the the range, the grayscale range in MiDaS that doesn't go all the way to the pure white and pure black. It's very easy to change that. You just go into, so that's my MiDaS depth map. You just go into colors, levels, and here you can see the range is not full, doesn't go all the way. So what you do is that that caret here, or whatever, the triangle, you bring it here, and this one, same thing. It's gonna extend the range, something like that. Okay, so now you are the range is between pure black and pure white. And then if you compare with Photoshop, the colors, I mean it's closer in terms of range. Okay, I just wanted to add that. Okay, so anyway, if you like that kind of content, please like, comment, subscribe, and it's gonna give me motivation to make more videos. Okay, alright, bye.